operators. This creates a new kind of system. What do you need to become a mobile network operator? First, you need to get a license from the government, which is then you set up, once you get the license, set up the infrastructure, become an operator. Government allocates a spectrum. It sells to the highest bidder, usually by auction. So all you need is enough money either to buy or to bribe in case of India, so you get the license. Radio spectrum is a phenomenon of the universe. The signal come and they can be utilized with good use. And it's allotted for the ease of technical convenience, so you allot different frequencies to different purposes so they don't give mix, and it's something useful. Who owns this? Who owns this spectrum? Does the government of India own? Do the mobile company? Just being able to pay money, you own this universal resource and then deny everyone the possibilities of getting advantage from this. Technology is such a fantastic thing. If they can control sunlight, you will have to pay for sunlight. So those who could pay will get sunlight. Those who would not will worry without sunlight. If they can control rain, you would have to pay for rain. No? Just like you can control. If they can control for clean drinking water, you'll have to pay for clean drinking water. Actually, they do. They do. In case of drinking water, we can understand. You have to make the bottles, you have to make the plant, you have to fill them, you have to send them to somebody. Who has set up a spectrum manufacturing plant? What is the investment? Deputy CEO of Bharti Airtel, the strategy, we heard this statement this morning. The strategy going forward will focus on taking a bigger share of customers' entire wallet, not just his or her telecoms wallet. Mobile phones provide rich corporations in this country a direct access to the poorest of the poor's pocket, with an intention to empty it as fast as they can. They employ IIM graduates who make schemes and they get promoted by how that 5 rupees charge you can put gets empty in about 20 minutes. This is what they do. This is their sole business strategy. So they promote heavily, they do branding, they do all kinds of ends. Talk time. No, bowl India, bowl. All that, when you constantly call your girlfriend 30 times a day, because the more you talk, the richer they get. Who are the shareholders? Who are the beneficiaries of this spectrum as an economic resource? The end users, the people who benefit. We have discussed. The equipment manufacturers, because they make the mobile phones. Providers of public services like defenses and something called, and finally providers of commercial services. Can we just stop talk time? Bill Gates became the richest person in the world without charging for use time. You just buy his software and you can use as much as you want, still he can become very rich. So 5 billion people with just subscription is enough money for commercial operators to become rich. Actually, this is the lingering values of the physical economy. We are now in knowledge economy. And we should not carry forward the greed, the selfishness, and the unending desire of some few to have more and more and more. So they acquire, they consolidate, they set off unprofitable ventures, they do whatever so their might grows. We should not carry the values of physical economy to the knowledge economy, because knowledge increases and enriches itself by free sharing with everybody. It doesn't diminish. Yes, last slide. So my humble suggestion for the world, spectrum should be nationalized. Spectrum should be globalized. There should be no talk time charges so that all can benefit from free and unlimited use. This will be a major step forward. This will truly be Sarvodaya, the well-being of all. I remember today Vinoba Bhave, this is the week of his birthday, who convinced people to share land, their physical assets. And he said, बाबा राष्ट्र कहता ही नहीं, जय जगत कहता है। अपना राष्ट्र राष्ट्र जपते रहेंगे तो निरंतर लड़ाइयाँ चलती रहेगी। So we can have victory of the world if we stop this narrow approach. Thank you very much.
Thank you. In the sense that everything that you say exists in some form or the other in all places in the world. And the funny thing is that there are open source technologies and open ways of doing things for every single point that you mentioned.
Exactly, exactly.
Even today you can have what is called as a programmable radio, and you can use it to run your own Bluetooth, like a base station, not Bluetooth, sorry, a GSM base station. You have numerous examples of technologies, SMS gateways, infrastructure examples, handset devices, everything that you can think in the telecom industry, there is an open source alternate.
Exactly.
So the real question is, who's going to orchestrate this? That's one question. Number two is, how do we put pressure on governance to change attitude? And because we are the ones who elect the governance in the first place.
Yes.
So it is a self-imbibed problem in some sense. So, and as you said, it's a common good. Spectrum is as good as any other naturally available thing. And one of the workarounds or one of the strategies that I've been thinking about is to think about how do you decentralize all the processes instead of central control of radio towers and control stations and whatnot. How do you decentralize that? Can you use low power transmitters? Can you embed 100,000 Wi-Fi nodes across the city? Or what are the other alternate strategies? So do you have any suggestions or thoughts around these lines?
Actually, Gandhiji provided an answer long ago in terms of decentralized control. He said, I'm not against machines, or I'm not against mechanization as such, but I'm against the power which mechanization puts in the hand of few people, which makes everybody else dependent. So like you said, there's so many possibilities. It's perfectly possible to have a user-owned network and bypass all of this. What bothers is the sense of dependencies, that unless they agree, we cannot do anything. We have made great applications they don't want to put. So I completely agree with your whole approach, and if we get together, it's very easy to find affordable alternatives. The people are there, the technologies are there, it just needs to be turned into a movement.
Good question. Okay. Can we have a last question here? Can we have the mic here, please?
Sir, I am very much happy to know that you want the free talking. But sir, I wanted to know the expenses of ISRO satellite cost about rupees 600 crores. Then who will pay for that?
Actually,
it's a question.
We have to think of all the money put into all the development efforts, and it can support it. It's not so much money. We're just giving the right away to other people. This is now how a democratically elected government, which has its objective people's benefit, according to me, should not behave like this. Because if you see everything which goes, after all, we are talking of this nation's prosperity, and if you have to think about that, a girl who will die in child labor, unless she has 10 rupees, she will not get information. This kind of thing is very difficult to understand.